Good morning, children. Welcome back. Yesterday we studied about hydrosphere. Okay, so now ocean. As I told, ocean we are having, which is going to give us water. That is the source of water vapor on the earth. Large water bodies separated by continents. It is being separated by continents are called ocean. Four main oceans, their size and striking features are given, see, in the box below. First one, Pacific Ocean, then Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean. Okay, the area is given in square kilometer and the features are also being given. You can see the box over there. Then Southern Ocean or Antarctic Ocean, south of 50° south, is sometimes regarded as the fifth ocean of the world. This ocean receives water from the Atlantic, Pacific and Indian Ocean. All the three oceans it is getting the water. Right. So this is regarding the ocean. Now about the atmosphere. It has the different features. The gaseous envelope that surround the earth is called atmosphere. It is also called the shield, okay, which is going to protect the earth from the layers. Layers are there which is protecting us so that the direct rays and the space debris which is coming towards the earth, it is not going to fall directly. It is going to cross all these layers and then they are going to reach down. Now, air has three characteristics. First one, air is a mixture of gases. Air has weight. Air has weight, you all know. Okay, when you are going to blow a balloon, it is the best example. If you are going to blow a balloon in the weighing machine, if you are going to keep the balloon and another side the balloon which is not being blown, so you are going to find that the blown balloon is going to bend down. So by that you can understand that air has a weight. Air has a layered structure which is surrounded on, it is going to cover the earth. Air is a mixture of various gases. The main constituent of air are nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and other gases. Nitrogen is 78%, oxygen 21%. Carbon dioxide and other gases, that is also 1%. See here, the diagram is being mentioned is 5.7 components of atmosphere. You can see nitrogen is 78%. Right, and this diagram, both this diagram 5.7 and this one 5.8 layers of atmosphere you have to draw in your copy. Okay, here the layer of atmosphere, earth is there and it is being covered with, see, different layers of the earth it is being there. Among these other gases, carbon dioxide content is just 0.03. Water vapor, it is also found at lower level of the atmosphere. There are dust particles also, right? In the atmosphere you are going to see the dust particle. You can, sometime it is going to seen in the air. So dust particles are present in the lower level of the atmosphere. These water vapor droplets and dust particles play an important role. The dust particles cause scattering of sunlight, right? The sunlight is not going to stay in one place, scattered in different ways, with only the portion of light in the blue part of the spectrum that is reaching our retina, our eyes. This is why the sky looks blue to us. Okay. Now, condensation of water vapor present in air take place around these dust particles only. All these gases, dust particles and even carbon dioxide within their individual limits are essential for the survival of terrestrial life. The life which is present, it is very much important. Water vapor, without that one, there would be no rainfall or snowfall. Similarly, if rainfall is not there, then we are not going to get the fresh water, right? A small amount of carbon dioxide is also necessary because we are inhaling oxygen and we are exhaling carbon dioxide. The plant, trees, they are going to inhale carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. So it is also necessary, right? Plants use it and they are making food with it. You are knowing the photosynthesis process along with their inputs, that is sunlight, water, minerals, with chlorophyll acting as a catalyst. It is necessary for all animals including human to breathe oxygen in order to stay alive. Oxygen is also found in soil. Okay, soil oxygen is there. That is why the plants are being able to alive. Plant take this oxygen through their roots along with water and nitrogen. Right? So, they are going to have that one. Atmospheric pressure. Since air has weight, it exerts great pressure also. Right? When the blown balloon, if you are going to from the top, if you are going to leave the balloon, blown balloon, then it is going to move in a great pressure, right, on everything. So air exerts great pressure on everything on the earth. All living things breathe air, but since air also exerts the same pressure inside the body as it does outside the body, this atmospheric pressure is balanced and not felt. Okay, I'm going to balance it. It is not being, we are not able to feel it. Atmospheric pressure is the greatest at ground level and decreases with altitude. When altitude means height, right? Like the mountain and or hilly areas, the altitude is there. So it is going to decrease over there, and ground level it is great. This is also the reason why mountaineers and air passengers, those who are moving at the top, or travelers, right, mountaineers, they are going to carry oxygen cylinder with them so that they are not going to lack oxygen over there. Breathing apparatus at higher altitude. Air always moves from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Okay. Now, this horizontal movement of air is called wind. Wind cause changes in weather condition and cause rainfall also. Okay, so movement, horizontal movement of air is called wind. Then comes your structure of atmosphere, which diagram I told you to prepare. Now, air around the earth is like a shield. It is going to protect us from several layers. It is made up of several layers. There are 5 important layers, and these layers together act as a protective shield. They do not allow water vapor to escape into space. Okay, it is going to stay in the lower layer only. They are not reaching the space. They do not allow much space debris to reach the ground, because from the space, if anything is going to fall like meteoroids and these all things, but when they are going to come into contact with this air pressure, they are going to burn up in the atmosphere itself and they are not able to reach to the ground. It does not allow space debris to reach the ground. Major portion of such debris burn up due to friction in the air which descend while descending through the atmosphere. This layer structure is responsible for keeping the earth warm, okay, at night. Upper layer does not allow harmful radiation from the sun or outer space, example gamma rays and ultraviolet rays, to reach the earth's surface. Above all, radio waves bounce off certain part of this layer structure and return to earth. Okay. So ultraviolet rays, it is very much, they are coming from the sun and they are going to stop, the layer are going to stop that rays direct, it is going to fall to the earth. It is protecting us. That is why we are safe, because direct rays of the sun, it is harmful for us. These help in relaying radio signals around the earth. Without this phenomena, we would not have TV, wireless transmission, etc. These all things we will not be able to see. Because of that only it is going to help signals also, relaying the radio signals, right? Then comes your biosphere. The narrow zone of contact between land, air and water is called biosphere. It is within this zone that life exists. Biosphere is a zone where the three realms, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, okay, these three and the biosphere itself establish an interrelationship and are interdependent on each other. They are interdependent with each other, right? So these three are going to make the biosphere, that is the life, because without air, without water and without land we are not able to survive. Indeed, the focus of physical geography is the biosphere. The interrelationship and interdependence need to be studied and understood properly. There is a constant exchange of energy between all the realms of Earth. Atmosphere, what it is going to do? It return water to the hydrosphere via the lithosphere, because with the help of land. Soil are dependent on atmospheric condition like rainfall, sunshine, then only the soil is going to be fertile and the cultivation will be good. Trees too grow under certain specified atmospheric condition related to temperature and rainfall, right? Because tree also require oxygen, sunlight, carbon dioxide, everything they require. And the fertility of the soil is also very much important. When food is available in surrounding, animals are also present over there. Thus, this give and take, their relationship goes on endlessly. It is going, this circle continuously it is going to move, and all the three realms, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, they all are connected, and because of that only the life exists on the earth, and all the three are very much important. Okay, so this the biosphere, see here the diagram is given in 5.9, figure number 5.9. Biosphere is the trijunction of lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere. So children, you have to draw this diagram 5.9, 5.8 and 5.7 also. All these three diagrams you draw in the white sheet of your copy, right? This is, see, the layers of atmosphere, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, right? And exosphere is also there, that is the topmost layer, is not mentioned in this diagram, but it is the uppermost layer which is in black color, that is exosphere, right? So these are the layer which is protecting us. So okay children, now in the next class we will be continuing with man and environment. Thank you children.